Prince. You have been evicted. Please leave the lockdown house. The next housemate to be evicted from the Big Brother Naija lockdown house is Kidwaya. Please leave the lockdown house.
New season with new twists. This is Big Brother Naija Lockdown. Are you ready?
Hello people, welcome to another brand new edition of the show BB Naija Updates. Wow, is it it's a rainy Monday afternoon and man, the weekend was something else, but then it is what it is. I still remain your girl Juliet Ibirim. Of course, we are here as usual to bring you up to date with everything that went down in the house. I can't do the talk alone. I have, as always, my able co-host right here. She's smiling already.
Oh,
how can you be smiling despite what happened yesterday? I'm heartbroken right now.
Oh, Precious Chicken is good to be back.
Yes.
And then, like the show must go on. Whether you like it or not, you win some, you lose some. I was heartbroken yesterday, but then it's part of the show. Some people that you expect will be there, to the very end.
Sure. For the show to move on, some people have to leave so that the whole thing progresses to the final, the final week, the finale, so to say. And then, sadly, we saw two housemates leaving the BB Naija house yesterday, and then how many left? We have like 7 left here.
Yeah.
7 of them left. So we Kidwaya and Prince has left the BB Naija house. I wasn't expecting, as in that one shocked me.
It shocked me. You know why I said this? Because I remember seeing a clip of where Prince actually went into the salon.
Yes, I did that. I felt it.
And looked and said, see you tomorrow, or maybe
yes.
And I was like, oh
see
my
you next week,
god.
or maybe not. I'm like,
and you could already tell that he was already
missing,
feeling
yes,
it,
he was feeling
it could be one or two things. I could be here, I could not be here next day, and everything. And
it is what it is.
Yeah, I felt it at that point was really a very emotional point for me.
Yeah.
Also when Dorothy was hugging him from behind,
after their
it
diary
was
sessions.
too emotional.
I mean, both diary sessions, surprisingly, they both said when Biggie asked, okay, who are you going to miss? Okay, if you happen to leave the house, and then Dorothy said Prince, and Prince also said the same thing too. And when she came out, he just went to give him a hug and everything.
She's like, hug me.
Yes, I think he saw it coming from his conversation with Ebuka. He was like, see, I never carry my, that
Elephant
tusk. I never carried, but today, since I came into this house, I've never held that tusk. But today, I brought it out. I think he saw, somehow he felt, Prince is a very calculative person. He's a very...
I would say that Nengi set him up from, the last week when they had, they're talking about, because asking Nengi questions, which of the housemates do you think has the most strategy? And she mentioned Prince.
Okay.
None of the housemates were really seeing Prince as a competition, as a competitor until Nengi mentioned his name, and everybody started to be like, the moment somebody mentions, because this is a game, and everybody, Prince has never really been up for eviction because nobody counts him as someone who they should be looking at as a strategic person. So when Nengi mentioned it, the next day was that everybody called almost everybody called his name. You can tell that
he was shocked that Trickity
called his name. Everybody called his name because they're like, so this guy that doesn't look like he's a competition, he's that kind of thing. So it's what it is. Wow. She set him up and then everybody took the bait and kicked him out, because I knew that if this guy ever comes up, he would go, because he doesn't have strong fans out there. But for me, I felt like Prince was one of those people who I wanted to
Yes, who had
see
something
win.
to, you know,
Yes.
he had a lot to offer.
He had so much to
so
offer.
much, you know,
It's
talking
just
about
that
the
the odds,
task,
yeah.
everything, and then, you know, the HOH thing that he kept, you know, almost there but never there. He said that yesterday, and I was like, no, that was why I really wanted to win the HOH from last year. I mean, that would have saved me the whole thing. But
Yeah.
then, it's like, you know, the show must go on.
True.
So people have
You
to
win some, you lose some.
And then Kid Wire's eviction has been, I mean, everybody.
You know, Kid
social
Wire's
media-
eviction. I mean, I even saw it from the moment Kid started to speak, and he was telling people that, you know, I feel okay. I mean, you know, some days
He has given up.
You know,
No,
we
but
was even
he,
talking.
it's just that we wanted to see more of him, but he on his own was done with the show. Like,
Yeah, Kid was
everything,
done.
he was done.
He was done because he was telling Kid Wire, he was telling Big Brother that if he misses this Sunday, that means he's going to win the show.
Yes.
And I was like, I see the level of confidence. So saying, Big Brother, I'm fine, everything's good. You know,
Yes.
he was acting like I can't even wait to leave. And when Big Brother asked him, okay, if you knew that you'd leave, you know, today, what would you do? He said, I'll wait, sit for Ebuka, I'll wait, count down, wait for you to count down 1 to 10, and I'll
And
be
then
out.
even at the point of the, you know, when Ebuka called him to the stage after the eviction and everything, because Ebuka saw it, I was like, you look so happy and everything. I was like, I miss the gym. I mean, I miss home. I miss my friends. I mean, the whole plan. It's good
Speaking
to
of
have
being a
more.
big
It's
man.
good to have more depression. So I was like, see, I didn't come here. It was not about the money for me. Ebuka was like, so you don't even care about it. If
I saw one
was
tweet
like,
this morning.
it's not about the money. I just came to.
I saw one
For
tweet this
real?
morning where the person said, may our children not go into competition and be struggling for 85 million naira. You know that level of, you be like, oh my god.
Exactly.
Because imagine Kid Wire saying, I'm not interested in the money.
And that was why he played that game with an open mind. So
Yeah,
carefree. He
so
held,
care-
he really
yeah.
didn't hold so many things to heart. Like, I mean, nothing was.
So if he was even going to win, he was going to be like, yeah, I won.
Do you
It would have
understand?
not been a
And you
big
know,
deal to
somehow
him.
that thing, right? Maybe it worked against him, or maybe not. You know, when even the dad came out to say, oh, okay, if he wins, you're going to give half of the money to Erica and half will go to charity and everything. I was like, these people, it's like people you don't need this money.
Yeah, because me, I'm like, if you are going to give that amount of money, it means that you already have enough.
You don't need it now.
It means that you're, I think
let
someone,
the money go to
yeah.
people who actually need the money.
I heard people saying that Kid Wire was worth 150 million, his net worth. So I'm like, okay, if you are worth that so much, then I can realize.
He's a billionaire son.
Of
So
course, I can now see why you do not need the money, you know,
Yeah.
because it's what it is. But then it was sad to see him go because Kid was one of the people in the house that was very, very calculating.
Yes.
Tax-wise, he was good. You can't tell me nothing.
I'm talking about, you know, when you consider his background and everything, you would
Yeah, you
expect
expect
him
to be very laid back,
proud and
lazy.
laid back. He was, you
No,
know,
but
the
he's not.
task, the everything. He
Yes.
gave it his best. I mean, if you look at some of the, he never fails to crack us up and everything. Even when he's not good, I mean, we saw his dance steps and everything, going everywhere on the internet.
And
Trending
I
all over the
I always
place.
liked his presentation. Like you'd hear
Oh,
him
he'll
talk.
give the passion and
Yeah,
everything.
Kid was just
Cooking.
good. Cooking, the Fridays cooking, where
Yes.
they'll really miss him for
Yeah,
that
they
because
totally.
he was always there. And their barman on Saturday,
Yes, true.
they'll
True.
miss him a
Kid
lot
was
because
someone
Kid was,
who,
yeah.
you know, he actually, I mean, that kind of person, carefree, easygoing.
You know the part I always
fun-loving.
really like about him is when he speaks his pidgin. I better go.
With Leko, right?
I'm
Especially
telling
with Leko. And that brings us to the, I don't know, the brewing bromance between them before the whole eviction thing happened yesterday. We saw after Erica, or maybe even before, while Erica was still there, we saw that, you know, somehow brewing that closeness, despite the tension or despite the triangle they've all found themselves in. We saw Leko and Kid Wire, you know, having this friendship, and somehow it grew even after Erica got disqualified and everything. And then yesterday too, while in bed, let's take a look at that video. I mean, and then I think when Biggie asked him during his diary session that, oh, who would you miss if you're evicted? He said Leko. I'm like, oh wow, this friendship, it's getting serious.
Come now.
You know this stretch your hand.
My hand is bent full lock. You all is not bent.
My own bent, see.
Okay, small man. Your hand small. So
And your own short.
Your hand small now.
Your own short.
How if you do have?
You shift come down.
Okay, rough business. Ready?
Oh yeah,
I'm
nah.
extended now. It's full extension.
Well, you don't see my
It's short now. Come come on your shoulder. Come forward.
You come forward.
Come now.
You come. Don't disturb me. Chop finger knuckle.
I'm your babe.
Chop finger knuckle.
I'm your babe. You scattered rats.
Hey, yo.
If I was to say goodbye to one housemate, it would be Lekon.
Oh.
Wait, you mean the ones I hear right now? Okay, it would be Lekon. I tell them goodbye. You know, I say keep your head up. But me on the outside, we've got business to run together. Keep being yourself. Bring that vibe. Always stay positive. And enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Again, like you said, this is the once in a lifetime opportunity. Enjoy it. There's only 1 or 2 more weeks to go. You know, before you know it, you'll be outside. You know, I'm proud of what you've done. I'm proud of your music. I really respect his story. You know, his dad passing away and stuff. So I know it's not been easy. So I'll just tell him, man, be proud of yourself. You've achieved a lot. And keep pushing forward, and whatever issues you've had in here, you know, put that in the back of your mind. Once you leave this house, I'm sure you can sort out your problems with whoever you need to sort it out with. Me and him don't have a personal issue. I don't have issues with anybody. I don't like having issues with people. So me and him are good. You know, just keep enjoying yourself, keep being happy. You know, pray, be grateful. And just keep on smiling. So yeah, I'll tell Lekon those things.
Okay, so that's bromance, so to say.
You know, I don't have a problem with them becoming friends, but I have a problem with them becoming friends. Now, I'm saying this in a way. I don't have a problem with them becoming friends. I mean, this is a house where you don't know who is going to help you outside and whatnot. But I have a problem with them becoming friends because we know that relationship grew stronger with Erica in the middle. And Erica is no longer there anymore. And
it grew
strongest. I don't know. And whether you like it or not, as in women are really, you know, we're really emotional beings. And when a woman is having a problem with a guy who, or with anybody random, she always hopes that her man you know, takes the stand with her. Even if you might not support her like in all entirety, but to an extent, support her to a level. But you know, seeing that, I'm sure Erica will be very disappointed, whether you like it or not.
Of course.
She's going to be so disappointed, not because she might really want there to be like a form of interest, but because, I mean, we saw how Kid, when they had the quarrel and Kid was saying, boy, put this thing you're talking about in a song, and he was telling them Lekon. I mean, any woman who would hear that kind of thing would get really pissed that see this guy. In fact, I'm sure if she even heard it, she would have faced all her angers and everything on Kid, because it's like, you're making jest of me. You're not taking me serious and all those kind of things. So,
well, like I would always like talking about Kid, I just feel that anybody that would, you know, that would end up with him, Erica or whoever, should just understand that this is the kind of person he is.
Well, that's another thing.
This is the kind of person. See, from you can break your head from now. So we saw that with Erica now. Him and Erica kept complaining, saying this, but this is who I am. This is who I am. Better accept me, or you leave me. But in as much as yes, I understand where you're coming from. Of course, as women, we expect that our man should stand by us, and I can feel you know, Erica's. Okay, even if she has anything, yes, of course, it's, you know, only expected and all that. But then, I guess this is who he is, somehow.
And then, you know, seeing both of them very close is good. It just shows you that as a woman, you should not be struggling. You don't kill yourself for any man.
I tell you, for a man,
because you know, a man's word is actually very
simple.
They don't like trouble.
Very simple. And this whole thing between this whole bromance, that was actually what I wanted us to talk about it. This whole bromance between Lekon and Kidwa, despite what happened, despite
Erica, despite Erica leaving, that should even make him angry.
Like this guy, do you understand? As in, women, we should buy sense, we borrow sense and know that. See, men, their lives are so simple. That's why sometimes you see girls, you know, fighting over a guy.
Like, what's the need?
Do I have a business with you? I don't have a business with you. It's that man, the person who owes you loyalty. That's the person you should face. As in them, you know how to settle their own issue. So don't need. And then moving on, so still talking about the evictions and everything, Kidwaya living. Okay, yes. And before he left the house, during his diary session, I said that earlier, where Billy asked him, okay, who are you going to meet? He also said Lincoln, like, this friendship, this thing is becoming stronger. Maybe after, no, he said something like that. He was going to sponsor Lincoln's song and some of the other housemates and everything when they come out of the house. Well, I think Kid is naturally very.
You know what this is making me? This is making me feel like I want the reunion to come in.
Sooner than
yeah, because I want to see how Erica would react. I want to see both sides. I want to see them talk about, you know, this friendship that they have and stuff. But then,
all these people might shock you even before the reunion. They might likely, you know, just move on and something might start. And,
well,
the basketballs might be looking forward to might not really happen. Who knows? A wedding.
From who?
Another Bam Teddy. You never can tell.
Is this some Bonnie and Clyde thing?
A relationship. Let's see. I mean, Kidwaya was hopeful yesterday. In as much as he didn't come out to say, "Oh, I'm going all that," but he was like, "In as much I don't want to lead her on while in the house, but let's see how it goes." And
well, let's see how it goes now. Wow.
Baby G.
Why do you even call her Baby G?
It's Kidwaya's like that's what he calls her. Baby G, baby girl.
Baby G. Nice.
Nice one. Now, still on Kidwaya, now won't touch everybody. Still on Kidwaya's eviction, not just Kidwaya though. Prince, but I think Kidwaya has really hit.
And I think because everybody expects that he's Omolo, so
he wouldn't go home. And people are beginning to feel his vibe too.
Yeah.
I mean, we are not used to seeing rich men kids, you know, being all free and all that. I think he really got some.
No, he was down. That guy is very down to earth. You can't tell me anything.
Yes, very humble, down to earth, friendly, you know, carefree, easy-go-lucky, and all that. So there are some reactions from people. Sam Clef, yeah, he came out to say, Kidwaya's dad was instrumental somehow. I think I get where Sam Clef was coming from, where he said the dad, no, Kidwaya's dad so far, since his son has been in the house, has been everywhere on social media. I think somehow too, I feel like maybe you should have just allowed this boy play his game, not really be everywhere, granting interviews, saying things and all that. You know, Nigeria.
So you know one of the things that I realize is that maybe the man necessary, because you know up to now most people didn't even know who Terry Wire was.
We never knew.
No, most people did not know that there was someone that. And that's how we have other billionaires in this country
the same
that
way,
we do not know.
The same way Regina Daniels brought Nedoko out.
I'm telling you, there are so many people who are like billionaires in this country that we do not know because we've not heard. It's not like we've not heard their name. They're not like popular on the street. They're not like the $10 and the Dangotes.
Doing their thing.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So for him, I'm sure most people would have told him, oh, if you speak out, it will be more of support for your son. Whereas he wasn't really so much helpful.
Same thing we're talking about bad publicity and good publicity. Yeah, this publicity somehow didn't work out in his favor.
I think that the fact that he said that the money was going to donate to charity,
yes,
shouldn't have been.
And then people saying, oh, Versace wedding, Versace. People are like, which one is? That kind of thing. This one they don't need the money. Which one is?
Why he said they're going to go to Italy to do a wedding for him and Erica, then come back to Nigeria and do a wedding for the fans. I'm like, please, you're not hungry in this life. If you're hungry, you're not thinking of the wedding up and down.
Let's take a look at that video of Sam Clef and then
now you guys will agree with me that Big Brother know the dojo. So this is my statistics. Now Lekon already win 85 million naira. So congratulations to Lekon, because at the end of the day, Kidwaya is gone. And Kidwaya and I papa spoil in game, because when Nigeria don't like to see say rich man picking day for one, they follow and they compete. Poor people no go agree. You understand? So Kidwaya, your papa na spoil your game, because your father not supposed to show himself to the world saying be billionaire. You understand? Because Nigeria don't want to hear that kind of game. But you did well though, and I love you, bro. You understand? But Lekon for the win. But yeah,
Yes, Kidwaya.
I want to break you. I want to break you. I want to break you. Yeah.
Yes, so that was Sam Clef. I mean, Sam Clef has been all over the place lately. As
I don't really know what
Yes.
it's all about, but then
blogging.
That's
what he calls
man,
himself.
these days we hear a lot of
Yeah, so he has gone
vocabulary.
into blogging, Sam Clef, Ike. Everybody, I think that's where it's happening right now. A lot of people want to be in
The
it.
truth of the matter is that I realize that when you keep saying all these things, you get more followers.
True.
So some of them are using it to actually grow their pages on Instagram, so people can maybe want to find up to date info.
Yeah.
Like most times when I just come on my Instagram, I just see Ubi's name pop up. I'm like,
Yes.
okay, Ubi, what's going on now?
Today, Lord Sam
Yeah.
Clef, you know.
So and it just pops up and I'm reading what Ubi is saying. I'm like, okay. So and then most times when I do that, I go back to check his followers to see if it's growing, and it really is growing
it does.
for him.
So Sam Clef has said, no, we said that earlier, you know, we said somehow Killers that, you know, spoiled his game and everything. And there is another video played where Soso, Sobrekon, the popular manager, who once managed Casey and all, and now he's with Davido. So he broke his TV. When Kid was evicted, I'm like, Uncle, is it that deep? Well, he's okay. He's alright. He'll be alright. He's capable. We'll replace it.
Those ones, they are working on money.
Is it that deep? Do you have to break your TV? Like,
he's working on maybe Kid Royal said we won't send him one TV.
you understand? So they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Then moving on from that, let's look at the remaining ships left in the house. I mean, Ozo had it last week. Ozo and Nengi, the ozone shape, like they call them, they had it last week.
I realized that Tricky T, when he was doing his diary sessions, they was calling, he said the Shenkens, the Bezos. I think the Bezos are like...
The Bezos, yes, that's what they call them. Ozo and Nengi. The Shenkens and the Bezos.
I'm like, how many I the Bezos? I'm like, who are the Bezos again in this house?
Ozo and Nengi, as they had it last week, and this whole back and forth. And somehow,
Yeah, I feel
a
like
lot of people thought Ozo was going to leave the house yesterday because as in we've had it, everybody, like literally, they've had it up to here with this
But
whole,
you know the
this whole
funny
thing.
part
But
is
see, in as much as we keep saying that, somehow we like it, especially ladies. We like that kind of.
when the man is following like
Do you
flat up
understand
and down.
that I die here, that kind of thing. You die here.
And with that love letter that he wrote to Nengi that got him his second strike.
And then, you know, he still continued and everything. He didn't.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I think that Ozo has been there for a long time. You know, as much as we want to talk about the fact that he's been a pest on her sometimes, like, but then I know that you have the power of yes and no really in your hand,
True.
and if you're not interested in something as a woman, you can, you know, say it and end it.
No,
abruptly.
Nengi she has said it. She has
She has-
kept
no,
saying it.
you know,
But
there's
the
a way
thing
you- there's a way you say something.
No, the issue I have with Nengi is that in as much as her mouth is saying no,
Her
her
body
body movement is not
saying
saying. Like I was watching one where she was, not also as usual. I was like, you know, I feel like, so you know, both of us, and she sat there and she was like, no, I don't want to hear it.
It sounds like when you're saying, when you're
Can't you
telling
just
people
walk
to
away?
do
You've been saying this thing, as in you've been
like
on
you
this
can
topic.
actually say no and be firm with it.
Do you understand?
Yes, I'm not
Because
interested.
What I
Simple.
feel is she enjoys the attention, and from what we saw today, from her diary session today, as in
Sis was crying.
she was crying. Like I think also has borrowed sense. I
Mm.
mean, he needed to, because also the whole what they used also to do over the internet. There was this meme I saw where I think they gave him coconut. Like you get coconut head, you know the yellow one, like they turn his head literally to coconut head, and where they, you know, the comparison with Tony Mez, and where they said Tony Mez had to come out and say no, I think I'm better than Ozo and everything is.
If you think that was or something, the one we said about us or something
also
like
had
that.
it, like people were like, just go home. As in they've used this on Kayamata on you, they've used Juju, they've used.
No, but you know,
But
in my own words, I feel like Ozo is using Nengi as a strategy. I would say that anyway because like this girl keeps telling you I'm no longer interested in you, I'm not interested, I don't want a relationship. She says it, but you still keep on following her. I mean, the men of these days, they don't even have time to be disturbing you for something.
Yeah, the men
Considering
of
the
these
fact
days,
that
Don't you
Ozo-
think Ozo might be an exception? What is
well,
it? Must
cause-
everything be a strategy?
well, this is the thing. It's a game.
Allow me to enjoy this
Well,
romance in peace. Why are you spoiling? I'm just enjoying this whole thing.
Let me tell you something. As much as it's a game, everybody is trying to take out the other person away there won't be.
But somehow, you know, he
a
escaped by the
distraction.
whiskers. Like yesterday, everybody thought thought he was going to leave.
But
the
it didn't
house.
work quite because the people that were complaining were the same people voting for him. We've seen these kind of things happen a lot. When they say, this person is bad, but they are the ones that still pick up their phones and they vote for this person. The same women some women are saying, oh God, if only my husband is like this to me, or if only my boyfriend. Those are the people
from
that
ladies,
kept voting for us. Do you understand? And the guy is really not a bad guy.
No, he's not. As in, I like that. No,
he's
he's
just
kind of guy, my kind of guy anyway. In as much as, you know, why people have an issue is because she's not reciprocating. If not, had it been, okay, you like this person, you show the person you like the person, and the person also reciprocates.
The body language
it's perfect.
tells us a different
As in,
thing.
also, it's perfect. Is a perfect, you know, gentleman, you know, that kind of, you know, where we have an issue is, okay, this person is saying no, this person is not, you know, giving it back to you. This person has showed you, you know, different, she has said it in different ways, different forms, that, oh, you don't even rank 200, and like she said, 200, and you're not even my number 200 on the list.
But I bet
you understand?
if you say
so
it doesn't rank,
it's not like, okay, we have an issue with, him being all loving. I mean, that's what we like. That, I mean, I like that kind of guy. I want that kind of guy. So
no, but if you say he doesn't rank to the people who
that was what she
usually
said,
ask
yeah.
you out, why do you keep eating his food? Why are you guys cooking together?
Why you guys shout together?
And why are you guys having conversations together? I mean,
always
all the other
everywhere.
guys should, because this is why she was crying, because I think that, you know, at that point when you are very, very, you know, close to someone, I think the right thing to do, when the guy comes at you and says, I like you, and you don't have the same mutual feelings as his, tell him off, I'm sorry, I don't think, and cut off the relationship. Stop being in that person's,
she enjoys,
you know, stop being in that person's space. Why? Because the closer the more mutual you guys get.
See, this also an Nengi's matter. We'll continue. Let's just check out the.
See, I would like to have matter.
Seriously.
Myself in a box. I've told you 100 times. So all these ones you're over reasoning things. It's just yourself you're doing. Because me, it's not even in my head. In a few weeks you will know. You will understand why. In a few weeks, like you will understand why. So the only thing I can tell you is free yourself. Like stop worrying yourself about things actually unnecessary. It's actually really unnecessary. Like you're just worrying over nothing.
I don't know if tomorrow I have time soon, because I know tomorrow I'm just going to get ready for the day tomorrow as well.
So having said all that, thank you, and now coming to say, okay, also I started to borrow sense. I think Ebuka spoke to him yesterday, I'm like, she has said no. So he has decided to borrow sense, obviously. So today we saw him, trying to avoid Nengi and everything.
Use my number, avoid me.
Avoid me, very important. And I think he's now crying. Did you see that diary session?
I saw it. Even people I was, saying, okay, let me tell you something interesting, because it's like the tears just kept coming, coming.
You said you should face day your day, make I day my day. Uncle is trying. And I just hope seriously, I just hope Ozzo maintains that for this week, but I doubt it. Now moving on from that, let's look at last week. Let's look at how Tricky T's reign. Tricky T and his depot, Leko. How did their regime last week go?
I think it was good. I like the fact that Tricky T enjoyed being the head of it, because he really did. You need to see how he walks majestically, how he sits.
When Biggie calls his name, calls him to the diary rooms, and the way he would,
even there too, even hype him and say, yes, head of house, go, And it was interesting to see how, he made the house win their wager, despite the audio infringement and everything that they went through last week. It was good to see that they won their wager too, and it was still under Tricky T's reign. I mean, that guy is a child of grace, and if not because he's bad from playing today, he most likely would have won the game today.
Yeah.
So
and then the jacuzzi on Friday. Was it Friday or Saturday?
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday. The housemates coming out to I saw things. So Nengi, Dorothy, everything. Well, it is well, shall you? But it's good to know that Vicky allow them have that too during Tricky reign. That's another plus two to his reign. I mean,
you.
all this while, has been like, let's use this thing now, big, let's use it, and then happen. Then the Saturday night party. One thing I observed with Nengi, this also, let's go back to I'm going back to Ozo and Nengi. Ozo will not allow, Nengi will not allow Ozo to, dance with her. But we saw Lekon. About that, as in every Saturday, or as in Ozo and, Lekon and Nengi, both of them are like, these two people. Yeah, Ozo wants to die on top of your matter. You say no way. Well, we move. Today, the head of house challenge.
It's going to be a very, very hot one because anybody that wins the head of house challenge, they move straight to the final. I'm telling you. And then last week they had serious competition where 5 people won the tag head of house challenge. Today everybody's going to this one is strong.
And it's going to be tough. Like it's really going to be tough. But who do you think is likely to win? You never can say like
we've seen people who have won. Like Ozo looks like a winner already because he's won it twice.
Yes.
If Erica was there, I would have said Erica again, but I don't know. Tricky too, although he's not playing. So maybe Ozo, maybe Neo this time around because he has never won. I don't think Lekon would win it because Lekon has never really gotten so close. So if he wins, it's going to really be a shock.
Dorothy, they're talking about Dorothy. Okay, we already said
Dorothy too has been close to, so there's a chance that Dorothy too. But I'm suspecting Ozo, Neo, and I don't know. Maybe Shenkens. That Shenkens.
Shenkens. She has never been that close to.
She has. She was one of the people that.
Last week.
She had one time. She's also been very close. So it's between these 3 people and maybe Dorothy too. That I think that.
All for it. Let's see how it goes. Well, it's been a very, very eventful weekend at that, and we are now down to 7 housemates in the BB Naija lockdown house. Everything that has a beginning
definitely has an end. Sad, but then
it's sad. Gradually, who is likely to be?
You mean that? You already know.
Let's not.
Let's not. I think you already know. Me personally, I feel like this show in particular has been so easily.
This particular edition.
We found our winner even before now.
So, and I'm like, when the eviction happened yesterday, I'm like, okay, no need now. Just end the show.
And
no need because it's like the top contenders are already out of the way. So just end this whole thing.
So this has not been so really intense like how the other shows have been because you'd see like 1 to 2 persons that are so strong and you're like, hey, who is it going to be? Because sometimes you feel like this person is going to be. Next moment you're like, that person is going to be. But this one we already know who's going to be.
We know the winner. What we just want to know is who are those that are going to be.
I think they will even announce it and just be like,
Yeah, we already know. So right now we're all after the finalists. Let's just know who are going to be the top 5. And that is it. Well, on that note, I think that'll be all on the show. Like I always say, it's been how many weeks now have we been doing this? Keeping you guys up to date with the basketball.
They've been doing for 8 weeks now, so they're on their 9th week. So
we deserve our accolades too now. How do you see it?
It's not easy doing the whole back-to-back with
all
them.
the drama. The basketball is giving you guys everything, the tease, the gossip, everything, all the apropos happening in the house. Well, now the work they do now, we go down, what we go do. So on that note, we are calling it a wrap today on the show. Do also follow us on all our social media platforms. I still remain your girl, Juliet Ibirim, and
Precious Chukudi. It's good to always do this with my girl every time.
What can we do? Well, call it a wrap. Have an amazing week. We're out of here.